So today I'm going into the office. Honestly, first time I've been in like a couple months because I've been lazy. I know everything I said last video is to like go into the office more and like feel the productive energy, but honestly, since my project sort of ramped down, I felt like I had to do that. The other reason why I haven't really been going in is because I've been really focused on something else in my life lately. And that kind of segues into the next point I'm going to talk about, which is that today I'm going into the office for the first time in a couple months, but it will also be my last time in the office. Surprise! Yeah, this will be my last time going into the office. And the only reason I'm going to the office today is because I low-key have a lot to do. And if I do it in my room, I'll be sad. I'm also very curious because it's like the start of intern season, so I wonder if there will be interns there. Honestly, I'm not sure. Put this in here. My badge is in here, which is good. God, I'm like so out of practice. I haven't done this in years. I'm a great employee, guys. Trust. All right, I'm gonna finish my coffee and I'm gonna get going.
Separation makes sense.
The guy at Whole Foods literally was like accusing me of stealing because I walked out like holding my bread, I guess, which is suspicious. God forbid, a girl just wants to buy a loaf of bread. What's wrong with that? So like probably many people are wondering, why is it that you're quitting your job after what seems like only half a year? And to that I say, quite simply, it was consulting. I feel like most people do expect that like people who go into consulting don't tend to stay in consulting. Like for most people, I think it's like a transitional period. Figuring out what you want to do before you actually do it, or like figuring out what industry you want to go into before actually getting into it, and just like getting some valuable experience on your resume. So maybe no one's actually surprised that I'm leaving. If I really wanted to break it down, I think the reason I left with such speed and such ferocity can be boiled down into two main reasons. The first was the work that I was doing day to day. The second was the fact that I basically had to reckon with like my future in that career, and it was not looking too good. So let's jump into that first point. The work that you do as an associate consultant, there is no other word for it other than mind-numbing. I would often tell people in my life, like my friends, my family, anyone who asks, I really think a middle schooler could do my job if they were given enough instruction. Like it does not take a lot of like brain power, because all you're really doing is someone else's bitch work. A lot of the time it would be like, hey, write an email for this person, schedule a meeting with this person, fix the formatting on a PowerPoint for this person. At the end of the day, I was just like, am I an executive assistant? Like, what am I doing here? Let's not get too much into that because I could talk all day. The second thing, the thing that really accelerated my departure from that career and from that industry entirely, was I took a good look at what the next few years would look like. if I stayed there longer than like a year or two. I think there's this like widely pervasive idea that in a lot of these types of industries where people are working late and like having zero work-life balance, that it's mostly the young people that are putting up with the brunt of this like overtime work. Sort of like, if you put in your work as a young person at this firm, like you'll be rewarded eventually when you're older and when you're more senior. What I found was, shocker, the complete opposite. No matter how much I was working, the people above me, the senior associates, the managers, the senior managers, the directors, were working more. And the higher you went up, the more you were working. And I was like barely hanging on by a thread as it was. I could not even imagine if I had suddenly, like, God forbid, gotten a promotion, how much more I would be working. So what it boils down to is that I took a good hard look at my future there, and I was like, you know, the longer I stay here, the worse it's gonna get. So I need to leave. I just got an email that told me that I had to submit my resignation. It's like mainly procedural stuff, but basically I have to just like formally initiate the resignation process for all of the sort of like bureaucracy to handle itself. And so I'm logging into the Workday portal where I'm supposed to submit my resignation. And it made me realize that today marks my 8-month anniversary since joining the firm. Honestly, it's pretty crazy when I think about it. I don't know, like on the one hand, when I think back to when I started my journey at this job and all the ways that I've like grown and evolved and progressed since then, it feels like kind of a long time. It feels like a whole different life, like a whole different attitude, a whole different mindset, the way I approached my job, the way that I was looking forward into the future, the way that I assessed myself and my abilities is so different to now that it feels like definitely more than a year has passed, even though it's only been 8 months. On the other hand, I'm like, actually, yeah, it's been a pretty short time. Like, I haven't actually been here that long. It's also crazy because I'm back home right now just because my parents happen to be in town, but I remember the last time I was here was during Thanksgiving break. That was when I had approximately 1 month of work experience under my belt. And even back during that time, I remember feeling like, ooh, like, I don't know if this job is for me, which is crazy to think about because it was so early. But just being here at this counter is reminding me of that sort of experience. And there were so many times, I feel like, during the course of these 8 months that I would go back and forth between being like, I don't think this is for me. I want to look for a different opportunity. And then part of me was thinking, maybe this is for me. Maybe I'm just not confident yet. Maybe I haven't built up my skill set yet. Maybe it's this project, but some part of me actually saw a future here. I mean, I think I knew deep down that I wasn't really happy with what I was doing and I wanted to leave. And that was sort of just like me coping with the fact that I didn't know when I could possibly find a new opportunity. But I'm definitely proud of myself for basically not being complacent with that, for not doubting myself. So yeah, after 8 months of working at this firm, today I will be submitting my resignation formally. All right, well, let's do this, I guess. Job change. Lost inside the heartache and denying. Candy colored dreams that he had, falling with a boy, tears so sad. Boy, tears falling like rain. All the dreams they had to change. Dancing in the world that he made. A boy, tears into lemonade. Tears falling. So finally, the last step in this offboarding process has arrived. I received this box in the mail, which contains another box that I will use to ship back my laptop, as well as basically all the other stuff that this company gave me for free, except for the phone. I get to keep the phone. Now, I did try to log onto my laptop one last time after receiving this box to access the instructions and remind myself like what exactly I was supposed to send back, but they actually already took the liberty of locking me out of the account. So I'm just gonna send back my laptop, the chargers that came with my laptop, and the portable monitor that I ordered that I have to return. And to be honest, I didn't use it ever, so. Time to say bye to this little guy. Oh, Microsoft Surface how I will not miss you. This laptop is the bane of my existence to work with. So much so that whenever I opened it, I needed to have another external mouse plugged in because the trackpad on this motherfucker is so bad for some reason. Lots of memories associated with this guy, lots of late nights, many calls taken, many PowerPoints perfected, many emails sent. All right, let's put her in.